All right, team, welcome. This is Multiform PTSD because PTSD has no uniform. Here we are going to bring support and awareness to those who suffer from non-military related post-traumatic stress, including complex PTSD. I am your coach Tracy, and I'm here to help you win in this game of life. So suit up, let's do this. Yesterday was my best friend's birthday. She passed away 5 years ago, and I think about her still every day. Today, I want to talk about two things that I'm putting together for a reason. The post-trauma of the loss of my best friend, and also the benefits of having an emotional support dog. I know those two may sound like they don't go together, but they do. They do for the purposes of my podcast today. My friend was the sweetest friend anyone could ask for. She was loyal, she was supportive, she was loving, she was non-judgmental and fun to be with. She really could get along with anybody. So many people considered one of their best friends because she was really everybody's best friend. She came down with cancer at way too young of an age, and she was the bravest person I've ever seen. Her faith in God held true to the very, very end. Did she have her bad days? I'm sure she did. I know she did. But her faith never faltered. Her love and devotion and support to her family, her loved ones, her friends that she considered part of her family, and we were all so lucky to have known her and to have her in our lives. She was my friend through some of the worst, most tragic moments of my life, and she helped me through those. She knew my story. She knew my heart. She laughed with me. She cried with me. We were together almost every day. We talked about everything. I couldn't have asked for better. She had a dog while she was in the middle of her battle with cancer, and that dog was her everything. She loved that dog, and that dog brought her so much love and support. It was a beautiful connection to watch, and I loved their connection, but I never had a dog. So I appreciated the dog. I loved how that dog took care of my dear friend and loved her through the worst times of her life, like she did for so many of us in her close circle. But I didn't understand. Then I had some other people in my life who I'm very close to that struggled with some things in life, and they had emotional support dogs to help get them through. And I watched the bonds that they had with their dogs, and I watched how those dogs helped them. I watched them love and support with ever bit as much loyalty as my friend did and dog did. And I watched all of these bonds with their dogs, and I loved those dogs for what they did for the people who had a dog. I didn't have one growing up. When I got older, my dad had a couple dogs. With a significant other had a dog that I loved. So I had kind of a part-time dog, which I absolutely loved. And then as the anniversary and the birthday of my dear friend who passed creeping up on me, I've been having some more night terrors and nightmares and emotional flashbacks, just struggling a bit. I'm pretty sure that the emotions are coming to the surface with all of the uncertainty going on in the world right now. It's crazy out there right now. It's crazy. And it really has brought up some other things for me as far as my personal PTSD goes. And I knew that this weekend and this month had quite a few trigger days for me, as my friend's birthday is this month and is also the month of her passing. So I knew it was coming, and I am very emotionally and energetically connected with my intuition. I'm working on honing in on my talents and listening to my body, my intuition, the spirit. I feel like we all have the opportunity to get answers to some pretty big questions by prayer, meditation, again, listening to our intuition. We are not here on this earth without special gifts to help navigate us through life. Because of my closeness with my dear friend, after she passed, sadly, it was literally right about the same time my long-term relationship with someone I thought I was going to marry dissipated. So the loss of my best friend and my other best friend, and I thought was going to be my life partner, both gone in close succession of each other, it devastated me. It devastated me. Part of me truly felt like it died at that time. And I wasn't sure I even wanted to open it back up, let alone if it ever would even be able to. For the first while after the passing of my friend, I felt closer to her than I had in probably ever. And I didn't understand it, but I would be driving and I could feel her talking to me. And I know that might sound weird to some, and I'm not talking about seeing things or hearing things, but I just sense. And I could sense what she would be saying to me if she were there. And she said a lot of really amazing things that kind of helped me afloat. But she was going to be watching after me, that she was going to continue to be on my side from the other side. Like, to have another angel on my side from the other side who can do things to help me and my loved ones, and especially my son that she loved and adored. If I can't have her here with me, what a blessing to have her with me on the other side. I still, to this day, and it's been 5 years, comforts me, and she's still that friend that is there for me when I'm just so sad. Clearly, I was sitting in my parents' living room watching TV with my family. I've been thinking about getting a dog for really a few years. It just hit me. I just knew it was time to get a dog, and I could just feel that that's what I needed to do. And it was like my body was moving for me, but before I could even think about my actions. And I looked at my dad and I was like, okay, where's the best place to go find a dog? And without skipping a beat, my dad, bless his heart and soul, he's on Facebook, but he's not necessarily really tech savvy per se. So his answer to me when I said that kind of surprised me. He's like, well, you've got a following on Facebook. Throw it out there. See what comes back. And my computer was on my lap and I was like, okay. And right then and there, I posted on Facebook what I was looking for. And I don't think I had it up 5 minutes, sent me information about this dog. And instantly my feelings toward that dog was, oh my goodness, she's perfect for me and my son. Like, she would be so great. And so I asked a few more questions and I trusted this lady. I'm in. And I felt so good and confident in that decision. Literally within a couple hours, the dog was at our house. And she was ours. And it has changed my life in ways I can't explain. I'm a new full-time dog owner, but I love it. And I now understand people's bonds with their dogs and their pets. This dog came to us at the perfect time that we needed her and that we were ready for her. And she has been such a blessing to us both. She sleeps with my son sometimes and will just nuzzle next to her, let him sleep, but nuzzles next to him so he knows that she's there. It's the sweetest thing. She's done the same for me. And I remember feeling my dear friend's presence, that she helped handpick that dog for us. I feel that so strongly, that she was a part of that dog coming into our life because she is perfect for us. Perfect for us. And my friend always came through with the most supportive support and love that you could ask. I know she brought her to us. It's a new bond for me, but it is strong. That dog is such a sweetheart, and I just cherish her to pieces. Those of you who struggle with PTSD or anxiety or depression, you've probably heard of emotional support animals. Being in the PTSD circle and mindset, I've heard of it, and it was part of why I decided that I wanted a dog. But the right one found us. But she's already an emotional support dog for me. She has helped me and my son feel more comfortable, safe, loved. We both talk to her like she's a person, and through what's going on in our minds. And she's just so loving. She just looks at you with these big brown eyes, and you can just see and feel the love just coming off of her no matter what. And she just loves us anyway. Support dogs can be a huge for those who suffer with PTSD, with anxiety, with depression. I always believed it. Like I said, I've wanted a dog for a few years, knowing what it had done for my dear friend and other loved ones that had emotional support animals. But now that I have one and she is helping me and my son, and that's how I knew that my dear friend sent her to us, because she is so much like my friend. So I've been doing some looking around. The number of people who are using animals and pets to be part of their recovery, part of their healing, part of their dealing and coping, the numbers are rising. And I now know why. I'm one of those numbers. And making sure that she's taken care of and she gets her walks means I'm outside getting my walks. I've been outside more in the last week than I probably was all last summer, because I just didn't, quote, feel like being outside. Well, I don't have that option right now. I'm taking care of a dog. I'm taking care of a garden. Have planted a couple trees. We've planted some plants. I'm out watering them, making sure that they're thriving, because we haven't gotten enough rain lately. I'm out taking care of the dog. I'm out running with the dog. I love, side note, the fact that I have a dog that will run with me. So excited. Moving on. But just having the responsibility to take care of her and gets me outside. With everything going on right now with Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, the racism issue, the brutalities, the inequality, with all of that going on right now, I don't want to get into a political discussion, but I can say there's a lot of opinions going around and a lot of judgments being thrown around and criticisms, rudities. Dogs don't have that. Dogs don't see color. They aren't judgmental. All they know is they love you and appreciate you because you're feeding them and taking care of them and you love on them. That's all they care. They don't care what color you are or what religion you are, or if you're rich or if you're poor, if you have an education or if you don't, if you are a cop or if you're a criminal. They don't care. They just want you to love them and they just want to love you. Everything else just doesn't matter to them. It's nice to have a companion like that, to be loved unconditionally, no matter what. Obviously, as long as you're not abusive to the poor animal. But dogs also they just inherently want to protect their pack. And you become, as their human, kind of the leader of their pack. And they feel that it's responsibility to secure your welfare, to defend you, to make you feel safe. They always have your best interest at heart, and they're there to help you and support you and protect you. They can be trained to do other things that you might need. Dogs have this innate ability to do those things. Now, maybe your emotional support animal, maybe you're like, I do not like dogs. I don't want dogs. Okay, let me tell you another story here real quick. I had found some mice in our home, and I hate them with a passion. So I started to say, we just need to get a cat. We need to get a cat. We need to get a wild cat, one that knows how to successfully prey and get rid of mice, because I just couldn't stand it. Well, wouldn't you know, this cat just magically appears and just adores my son, adores him. As soon as he comes outside, that cat is running up to him on his lap, playing with him, letting him pet him. He's rolling, letting him rub his belly. Instant connection. Instant. And it has become like a companion to him. I am so glad that cat came into our lives too. I've heard of some other, horses are for some. I've heard some other ones that I'm not here to judge, but I'm not going to have a lizard or a snake or something like that as my support animal. Would not be helpful. But if that's your thing, awesome. Awesome, go for it. Whatever you got to do. I know a lot of veterans either will be saved by a dog wherever they were, and there's organizations to get those service animals back together with their service members that just have this bond. A lot of veterans are cluing into this supportive animal deal. A lot of hospitals have support animal dogs that come in every so often, and just because they do so much good for a person. It's amazing. It's amazing. They can help calm down those who have anxiety or panic attacks. They help kind of simmer that down a bit. It's amazing. Mine already does that for me. It's been proven. I was looking earlier today that these therapy dogs and probably cats and other service animals, I don't know specifically, but I can't see why not, but how they help prevent future issues like substance abuse or worsening their condition, or their condition getting so bad that they become suicidal. It can help that progression not to go because it gives them coping skills and mechanisms. It actually can help kind of lift your confidence and help you to live more independently. Huge. That's been huge for me lately. I highly recommend anyone who has any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, any kind of emotional issues, to find a pet that you really connect with that can be of huge support to you. I was looking, there was a list I found for what doctors are now prescribing, per se, a emotional support animal. And PTSD was on the top of the list. I was like, yeah! Being PTSD Awareness Month, all about it. Mild to severe anxiety. Here's the thing. There's depression. There's general anxiety. There's agoraphobia, which is the fear of being outside your home. Aerophobia, which is fear of flying. Stressful induced situations. Social shyness. The earlier we get acclimated with a support animal, like I said earlier, it helps not progress that issue. Is it 100% guarantee? Obviously, absolutely not. But why not give yourself that extra support so it doesn't get worse? And if you're already heightened, maybe if you're in a really, really bad place and you can't even take care of yourself, you might want to make sure you can at least somewhat function before you bring a living, loving animal in with you. You don't want to not be able to care for them. Because if you don't care for them, they can't care for you. You need to be ready for it. But once you're there, goodness, I highly recommend everyone get one. I mean, it can drop your blood pressure. It helps actually release relaxation chemicals in the body to help you relax, which therefore can help you sleep. Here's one for y'all. It helps raise your feel-good chemicals. Cortisol. Do you know what else cortisol, high levels of chronic cortisol, can cause? Body fat, particularly around the belly area. So if you can lower those, it can help you lose fat. Who knew that dogs are the new weight loss rave? I'm just kidding. I am not claiming. I'm not claiming that pets will help you lose weight. However, I think it is a possible positive side effect. A, because it helps with these chemicals in your body. B, if you're getting something like a dog that needs to be taken care of and go for walks, you're going to get up and moving. And if you're anything like me, when you're triggered or having a moment or you're depressed or anxious, you're not doing those things to take care of yourself. So it forces you to do those things. Anyway, there's the depression fighting chemical is dopamine, and it increases that. So it helps you then fight depression just by 15 minutes petting a dog to help their physical health, their mental health, their emotional health. It's worth the investment in you. It has been a game changer for us. I have found that it helps decrease my pain. It's increased my communication and my social skills, which usually aren't all that bad, but when I'm triggered or when I'm having an episode, my social skills, pardon my French, but sucks. But it helps if I have her with me. It's great. Increases my motivation. All that being said, While all of this is going on in the world, find a way to cope. And one of those ways very well might be a support animal. You can go get it registered and licensed, or you can just get one that just connects with you and will love you for the rest of its life. I hope this helps. I will talk to you soon. Hey, I just wanted to come back real quick and thank you so much for your support and your messages. I promise you, I read every single one of them personally, and they mean so much to me. They seriously keep me going. I invite you to subscribe and share this podcast. We are now on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, and other podcast platform. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Coming soon, YouTube. You can find us under MultiformPTSD. For future updates, books coming out, coaching opportunities, speaking events, go ahead and check out these social media platforms. If you're looking to invite us for a speaking engagement, need an appointment or an interview or collab, go ahead and send me a direct message on social media, or you can email us at multiformptsd@gmail.com. Thanks for being here. Let's do this.